One of the things that I'm experimenting with right now, and not so much by choice, but I was offering initially 2 sections of the same course as a face-to-face traditionally delivered course for the spring semester. And one section seemed to make, without too much trouble, adequate enrollments and so forth. The second section was not. The question sort of in my mind was whether or not the sort of demand for the course had been exceeded. And so we're trying something a little bit different, is we've switched the second course that was originally scheduled to be face-to-face, traditionally delivered, to an online sort of web-based course. Based on my other experience with the courses, a couple of things could happen. I could lose all of the students in my traditional course to the online course, which I hope doesn't happen, and which I'm not really expecting. The other possibility is that the web-based courses are attracting a somewhat different demographic of students. The non-traditional students, the ones who can't come to town, the ones that have to work, the ones that have family obligations, and so forth. And so in a sense, we may be expanding the demand for a particular type of course by expanding the delivery options. So that's something that, and I expect to know about that within, 2 weeks probably, because historically, if I offer a class online, it usually has pretty good enrollments. And it seems to be, when I talk to my other colleagues who are doing web-based courses, a pretty frequent occurrence. A web-based course makes where other ones don't. And so in a sense, even though we've got some issues with declining enrollments overall, we may be able to expand the demand for certain courses by offering them to students who might not be able to go to college any other way. In the course of doing this the last few years, I've found that as far as accessibility goes, there are some students that can't access UAA courses any other way than the distance-delivered, web-based kind of process. One of my best students in a summer class last summer completed the course while he was on active duty with the Air Force in Afghanistan. Students with disabilities that have issues with hearing or vision sometimes have a much better access to web-based courses than they would traditionally delivered courses. Students that are not going to be in any kind of proximity to a classroom, ones that are in rural sections of the state, if they can find a decent broadband connection, they can participate in web-based classes. So in at least those 3 types of situations, you have students who wouldn't take classes any other way if they weren't available on Blackboard or in some sort of a distance modality. So I guess, if there's anything I would really say that to encourage people to sort of explore how some of their courses could be delivered, that would probably be it, because we have students who are interested in taking classes, but that won't be able to participate in a face-to-face class for a variety of reasons. And there's no reason in the world why that I can think of that we wouldn't want to provide some of those classes to the degree that we could do a good job of it. And particularly because if we don't, it's pretty clear to me that other universities will. We don't necessarily have the advantage of isolation and being the only sort of game in town for university education anymore. Anybody that has a broadband connection can earn college credit from a distance course if the faculty and the institution want to make that available and grant credit for it.